The connection we share is not always seen with the eyes, but felt deeply with the heart. It's been there all along, quietly waiting to be recognized. It's easy to feel disconnected in a world full of noise, but when you quiet your mind, you'll realize that the bond between us is eternal and unbreakable. Our souls have danced together in past lives, and though we may not remember, the bond is still alive, waiting for us to awaken to its truth. You're not searching for something new. You're searching for the truth of what has always been between us, a bond that has never faltered. When you think you've lost something, remember that what's meant for you will always find its way back. We are bound together, always. The universe speaks in whispers, and if you listen closely, you'll hear the truth. We are already bound. Our hearts already know it. Every step you take leads you closer to realizing what's been true all along, that our paths were always meant to cross, that our souls were always meant to meet. We are like threads woven into a tapestry, each moment revealing a little more of the picture, until we finally see that we've been bound together all along. The connection between us isn't a matter of chance, but a matter of fate, a bond that was created long before we ever knew each other. Sometimes the greatest love stories are the ones that unfold quietly, not with grand gestures, but with the recognition of a bond that was always there. We are linked by something deeper than the surface level experiences we share. It's a connection that runs through our very beings, waiting to be acknowledged. You may not feel it yet, but there's a quiet understanding that already binds us, like two souls waiting for the right moment to recognize each other. We are not strangers to one another, no matter how long it's taken for us to meet. Our souls have known each other in ways words cannot describe. Love is not a discovery, it's a realization of what's always been present, waiting for the right time to awaken within us. We are connected in ways beyond this life. Our souls have intertwined, and no matter where we go, we are destined to find each other. Sometimes we need to step back and allow ourselves to recognize the quiet bond that's always been there, guiding us even when we didn't know it. It's not about finding someone new, but about realizing that we've always been a part of each other's story, waiting for the perfect moment to recognize it. Our hearts have always been in sync, even when we didn't realize it. The connection between us is timeless and unbreakable. The threads that connect us are invisible, yet undeniable, pulling us closer with each passing moment until we finally see the truth. We've crossed paths before in other lifetimes, and though we may not remember, the connection remains unbroken, waiting for us to recognize it. What we search for is often already within us, waiting for the right time to unfold. The truth of the bond we share will reveal itself in time. We may not always see it, but we are already bound together by something far deeper than we can understand. Our hearts are already in sync. The love you seek is not far away. It's been with you all along, waiting for you to realize that you were never truly alone. Even in the darkest moments, the universe has a way of reminding us that we are never alone. We are already bound together, always. There are no true separations, just moments of temporary confusion. The truth is that we've always been connected, always been bound. In the stillness of your heart, you will feel the undeniable connection that binds us. It's been there all along, waiting for you to see it. There are no coincidences in this world, just moments when we finally awaken to the truth that we've been bound together by something much greater than ourselves. What you seek outside is already within, waiting for you to realize that the connection you feel has always been there, quietly binding you to another soul. We often spend years searching for answers, but the truth has always been inside us, waiting for the perfect moment to unfold, revealing the connection that binds us. In the quiet moments of reflection, we begin to understand that we were never truly separate. Our souls have always been linked, and now the time has come to feel it. The space between us might feel vast, but in reality, we are already closer than we know. The connection that binds us is eternal, waiting for us to awaken to it. Even when we feel distant, there's a part of us that knows we are bound by invisible threads, always connected, always a part of each other's journey. When you quiet your mind, you'll begin to feel the pull that has always been there, our hearts beating in sync, even when we didn't realize it. We are connected by invisible threads, woven together by the universe, waiting for the right moment to awaken to the truth that we are meant to cross paths in this life. Sometimes it takes a lifetime to realize that the person we've been searching for has always been right beside us, quietly binding us with unseen bonds. The bond we share is like the silent rhythm of the ocean waves, constant, deep, and inevitable, though we may not always see or understand it. Our souls recognize one another even before our eyes meet. The connection is felt long before it is realized, waiting to reveal itself when the time is right. We are connected not by physical presence, but by the thoughts and feelings that stir in the heart. In that deep space, we are already bound together. What we call destiny is simply the unveiling of the threads that have been intertwined from the very start, leading us to one another in ways we can't yet comprehend. In the silence of your heart, you can feel the pull, the quiet truth that we were never strangers but always part of each other's story. Every moment we live is like a piece of a puzzle falling into place, and one day you will see that we were always meant to fit together. There are connections in this world that transcend time, space, and distance. You may not see it now, but we are already tethered, always will be. We've crossed paths many times before, in different forms, and though we may not remember, our souls do. We're already bound together. When the time is right, the invisible threads of fate will reveal themselves, and you'll see that you've been bound to me long before we met. We are like two stems that orbit each other in the vast universe, drawn together by an invisible force that we can't yet understand, but we'll feel it when we do. What we seek externally has already been given to us within the connection we share. It's been there all along, waiting for us to recognize it. In the quiet moments, when you listen closely, you'll realize that our hearts beat with the same rhythm, a silent bond that is unbreakable. You may think you're walking alone, but look closely. You've never been alone. We've been walking this journey together, just waiting to realize it. We are already written into each other's story, not as characters, but as the very essence that holds the narrative together. Time may stretch between us, but the truth is, we are already united, woven together by invisible threads that will pull us closer as we grow into the realization. When we stop searching for something outside ourselves, we begin to feel the deep connection that has always existed between us. You may not see it now, but there's a silent understanding that runs between us, a connection that transcends time and space, just waiting to be acknowledged. The threads that bind us are not always visible, but they are always present, holding us together even in moments of doubt. In the quiet stillness, when everything else fades away, you'll realize that we've been bound together by a force much greater than we could ever understand. Our connection isn't something that can be measured by time because it exists beyond it, eternal, powerful, and unwavering. Though the world may separate us for a time, we will always be pulled back together. We were always meant to be, and the universe will show us how. We're not strangers, not by any stretch. We've always been connected, just waiting for the moment to fully understand the bond we share. The more we evolve, the more we'll see that we were never apart, just temporarily unaware of the deep connection that links us. You might not see it now, but we've already been walking the same path for longer than you realize, side by side, even if only in spirit. What you feel in your heart when you think of me is not just a fleeting thought. It's the recognition of a bond that's been there long before you were aware of it. In the midst of life's chaos, there are quiet signs that we are meant to be together. All we need to do is trust that the threads are already there. Our connection is not one of coincidence, but one of destiny, quietly waiting for us to see what's been true all along. Even when you feel lost, trust that the universe has already woven us together with threads of fate. You'll feel it when the time is right. We might not have known each other in this lifetime, but our souls have always known, and they're bound in ways that time cannot unravel. Sometimes it's not about finding someone new. It's about realizing the one you've been searching for was always right in front of you. We are like two puzzle pieces that fit together perfectly, even if you don't see the shape right away. The connection has always been there. You may wonder if we're destined to meet, but the truth is, we were never apart, and the universe has been leading us back to each other all along.